Hello, everybody. This is a special session as I've been doing a little bit lately, just because I've been blessed with so many donations in the free reading section that I do want to come back on, especially since I won't be back until next Friday morning. I want to come in and complete. I didn't complete one free reading. So blessed, so grateful for all the donations because that's how I live. I wouldn't be able to do any of the stuff that I do hardly because I'd be working, I'd be exhausted, and I wouldn't be able to offer all the free things that I do. So, big thank you to all of you who donate. It helps support this. And if you do like your readings and you want to make a donation, you can still use the super thanks at the bottom here. That'll appear on the video too. So if you never expected, but if you guys feel so inclined, you can. And all the information on donations, everything are also in the description box of the video. All right, so we're going to be starting off with the Terra of Dragons. And Mega, thank you so much for your patience. You made a donation at the end of the last session. Wasn't able to get to you, so you're up first. And thank you for your patience and waiting for your reading. And you wanted to know what Pavan is thinking about your relationship and his next move. All right, so let's take a look here. And again, thank you for your donation. All right. All right. So those are what they're thinking about the relationship and then actions. All right, let's take a look and see. Got a couple here. All right. Okay. Yeah, I see here. Well, good. Well, I like where they're headed here. I can see what kind of holds them back here, right? Because they've got, with the moon card here, some deep, deep emotions that do come in there. So they do have a lot of this, like I said, deep emotion that they're afraid to really share because with this Three of Swords here, they've had heartbreak before. They've exposed their heart and got it stabbed and crushed on and thrown down and so I see that with here that's what's kind of holding them back. They do have this deep emotion. They want to be able to share it, but it's going to take some time for them. I see. I'll show you these other cards. They're working on it, and they will be able to share it. But it's something that has I'm gonna say it's haunted them for a long time. But I really love this energy they have towards you because it's like you make it worth it to deal with it. Before, it's like they've kind of had some repeated cycles before, and they were like, I don't care if this ends or not anyway. So I'm not gonna put any work into myself because if I have this or not, it doesn't matter. So that's kind of not that they're that kind of a rude person. That's just what was going on in the inside. They just didn't have this motivation because they really was like, well, I'll work on it eventually, but I don't feel it's urgent. Now they feel like I don't want to end up the way these other ones were. So I want to put in the work for me to change this so I can share this, right? So that's what I like about that is they are facing their fears because this is what they're looking for and what they're fearing. The Four of Pentacles is a solid foundation in the outside world, these feelings of home. And this is what you give them is this safe space. They feel like their little inner child feels safe and secure. It feels like there's this, warm feeling of home. Not if they had a horrible home life. It feels very, like I said, solid, secure, and their inner child's like, I like this. We need to work at keeping this. And I feel like that's what's happening here. Because the fear is the tower that, the house will be ripped away like it has in the past. So they've got this, senses of security they had in the past that were not secure. And that's when the house blew up and burned down, not literally, but figuratively. That's what they're fearing happening again. But overall, I like that, it's like this is the fear that's holding them back from expressing it and really moving forward. But this is what they feel and what they want to be able to express and what they enjoy out of the relationship. So I like that. The next moves we do have here, this is why I said that they have the Eight of Pentacles, which the Eight of Pentacles is like an apprentice who puts in the blood, the sweat, and the tears to have things progress and move forward in the future. So the Eight of Pentacles shows that they're working towards relationship and their feelings, and this is what moves forward. They do have the Judgment card, which is their higher self calling them, raising their love vibration and bringing them to a new level, which also is part of the igniting of them wanting to do things because they have that, which results in this Wheel of Fortune. So again, the wheels are turning endings and beginnings, but the Wheel of Fortune it's a very fortunate card. It's the tune for you, where even your human side feels like what's unfolding is for me. And I like this. So I do feel like it does move forward in a positive ways, and they are working on this. And I just love this feeling of they're like it's warmth, and they feel again it's ignited um to make them want to it's something that they want to pursue and keep. They're willing to put in this internal work for it because it's something that they have wanted for so long and couldn't find, that. But now it's a huge motivation for them to do it and to put in the extra work. So I like that for you, Mega. So positive thumbs up, thumbs up. So that's what's coming forward. And timing, it has to do with how much they're and how fast they're working on it. I would say that October with that Wheel of Fortune is standing out as where you're gonna begin to see some differences yourself, where you're like, "Oh," because some of the stuff we don't change from the outside in, we change from the inside out. So there's been this change that they're working on, but I feel October, by the end of October, you're gonna be like, "I see a difference and a significant difference in what they're sharing and how." So I like that for you, Mega, and that's what they have for you. So many blessings to you. All right. And we are starting now on the free readings. And of course, I didn't mention, I don't think at the beginning, that there's no chat here because I'm not looking for new readings. This is all the free readings that I did not get to in the morning session. The next time I'll be back will be next Friday morning at 11 a.m. Mountain Time. If you are needing a reading in between now and then, I do have a sale, 50% off all of my pre-recorded personal readings, which is where you send me your questions. Record the reading. I send you the link, the private link, and then you are able to watch the video. All of those are half off. So if you're looking for that, like I think a a 15-minute video is $5, $5 US. So if you want all that information, that is in the description box of the video too. But that's why there's no chat there. All right, so let's dive in here. So we've got the first free reading that I didn't get to any free readings. So um, the first free reading is Dijona. So Dijona, you'd like to know whatever comes out here. So let's take a look here. All right. Okay. So you've got this energy here of the page of wands, no, knight of pentacles. I'm sorry, not wands, pentacles. So knight of pentacles, which is can be a slow moving night, but things slow down in order for you to have this quest after your worth, your thoughts, your beliefs, your mindsets about yourself and your worth in relationship to the outside world. And I like this. It's like you're on this journey, this quest here. And then you do have the page. Yeah, page of wands, which is about you igniting and finding this new level of your own energy because of your stepping into your power, you're stepping into who you are. And I like this. I feel like you get this 8 of cups, and I feel like it's time um you have been kind of looking at the relationships and emotions that no longer serve you, and you've been releasing these things, you've been transforming these emotions, these old ones that were related to what people said or didn't say, did or didn't do, actions that you were taught that those define who I am. And You're realizing through this transformation that you're doing that those don't mean anything about me, and it's like this courage, this way of looking at yourself is increasing, 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 which allows you then to leave behind friendships, relationships, whatever it may be. You're not investing energy into places that aren't bringing back like almost equal things. Like, if there's a relationship or friendship or even family or whatever, you give 90% all the time and they give 10. It's not that you have to leave the relationship, you just kind of back off and give 50%. And if they don't make up the distance, then you let it drift away. And if they're like, oh my gosh, and then they put in the effort, then you're like, oh yeah, no problem. It's not about being angry or bitter about it. It's just owning your power and going, I'm not going to invest into things. It's like doing a cost benefit analysis of things in your life, both people, things, situations, whatever it may be. You're like, this isn't bringing me back anything, but I'm spending so much energy on it. I'm just going to be okay with letting it go. And there's this power that comes in with that. So that is what they have. So beautiful, beautiful. That's the message that they have for you right now, Dijona. So many blessings to you. And new love, you are up next. So hello, hello. And you are very welcome. So where will you meet or find your next boyfriend? All right. So let's take a look here. I feel like it's doing something you love. Yeah. 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 Well, with three major arcana, my goodness. Right off the bat, it confirmed it here for me with the Sun card, because I felt like you meet them in doing something that you love, your passion, so you have like two or three things that you love to do. And they're like, don't invest energy in trying to find love. Ugh, it's like that is a poor, investment of energy, because it never works, right? Very, 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 very rarely, rarely, rarely does it work. It's like invest your energy in living your passions and doing what you're wanting to do and where you're wanting to head. And in doing that and expressing that passion, that's what allows you this beautiful opportunity, to bump into them, right? Because you have here the judgment card. I'm sorry, the strength card, which is you getting to know yourself. I knew it was that kind of energy, because the judgment card and the strength card have this energy of your higher self and your human self having this interaction and this drawing into being who you want to be and what you're wanting to do and what you're wanting to head out to do. And again, that's when we're coming in here to the sun card, and you have this passion of doing that. It's where you guys meet. And you've got this devil card here, and this is the releasing of the chains. This is what I was talking about doing the old thing, the passions. We're taught, oh, you need to do this and supposed to do this and should do this and have to do this in order to find love and be lovable and blah 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 blah, all this kind of stuff. And it's all about letting that go, breaking those chains of the old ways. And this is where you find them in doing and living your passions. So I like this. It's putting yourself and your passions, and then knowing that, trusting the creator in the perfect timing and the perfect way and the perfect person will be brought in, but it's not you that's making it happen by being on dating sites and or having people introduce you to people. It's like, nope, nope, I'm going to be free, and I'm going to go do what I love. And then you find someone that also loves what you love to do, and it's their passion. And then you have this, um, wonderful commonality that you both love to do. So I like that for you. And that's what they have for you, new love. So many blessings to you. And then we've got Grace 1111. You are up next. So who is thinking about you? Well, we are right now. What a bunch. All right, let's take a look here. Who does Spirit want you to know is thinking about you right now? I get a little punchy on Sunday afternoons because I've had my busy few days. Let's take a look here. Wow, okay. Excuse me. I really feel here With the 9 of cups, it's almost like this dream come true, like your dream person is thinking about you. And we've got here both the 10 of wands and the knight of pentacles. So yeah, I feel like here it's like you're really the person that is kind of like the person that you would wait for, um that it that you're almost frustrated with too, is who's thinking about you. Because you have the Knight of Pentacles, slowest moving knight out of them all, and the Ten of Wands, which is so much energy. It's 10 of Wands is like the ending of old cycles and the beginning of new ones, right? So we or this all this energy investing and you're focusing and refocusing your energy. So I almost feel like it seems like a bright shiny coin, but I really feel even though they're thinking about you and it feels like a dream come true, it's almost like there's this shiny coin, but is it really worth all the energy that you're putting into it, right? All of this, um, um, you know, uh, expectations and fears of what if they don't want me? What if I never get it? What does it mean about me? All those fun things that get sparked when our crush or our dream, it's like, but I feel like they're thinking about you. But I don't know. It just feels like, is it worth it? That's what I just keep on feeling. Is it really worth it? But, that's the cost benefit analysis that I always say. When it comes to relationships, I do the CBA, the cost benefit analysis. Like, this is what I feel I would get out of it. And truly we have what we think we'll get out of it, but when we really go, what will I really get out of it versus what is it costing me? And then we're like, I'm not going to invest that much energy into it anymore. And that's what I kind of feel like. Yeah, they're thinking about me, but why aren't you acting? Why aren't you doing something? How long is it going to take? And it's like, you know what? This slow period of time has been for you where you've been learning a lot about yourself and kind of looking at your self love, getting rid of or transforming these thoughts and these beliefs that no longer serve and these emotions that don't serve you anymore. And you're like, you know what? Back when I was where I was at, that was like my dream person, but you've changed. And so I feel like reevaluating your cost benefit analysis allows you to let them go and allows you to move forward. So if that makes sense, that's what's coming in for you, Grace. So many blessings to you. And then Lynx Lee, you are up the October month for you. Let's take a look here. Well, let's see what we got going on here. 3 cards came out. Boom, boom, boom. All right. Well, I like this. You've got the Tower card. You're like, "What?" But it's great because this is that things are moved out of your life on purpose for you. So whatever has been moved, whatever is drifting away or being nudged away or you're being removed out of is for you. And this is what the Tower card tells you because it does allow this Knight of Cups, which is movement of emotion. It's the offering of love and it is also this quest that the knights go on for self-love. And I like this that these two together because I feel October is really this month where with this movement of stuff, it allows you to see things clearly and allows you to see what of yourself you were giving away and you were shrinking yourself and lowering your vibration and doing those things with and the 3 of Pentacles shows you here this about being true to your authentic self. And it's like, oh wow, you know, um I didn't realize I was shrinking and dimming my light instead of being, that and being who I really am. So I like this for you because I feel like the what love is offered to you is because of this quest and remembering. Because I know you know this. You're like, I know I shrink. I know I dim my light for other people. It's what I used to do, and it's like it's almost like because I used to do the same thing. But it's like being a recovering alcoholic. It's always having to be aware of it, otherwise we slip back into it. And then, but forgive yourself. have the, give yourself a lot of love and grace with it, because it's we're learning in that you know about it and you make this change, and you're like, oh, that's right. Okay, just go, okay, not oops, I did it again, with Britney Spears, but it's just like, oh, okay, let me adjust, because this is what I want for me. And that's when you catch someone's eye, someone who doesn't want you to be someone that you're not, that loves and is attracted to you for you being your authentic self. And they catch you in this moment of, screw the world and whatever else. I'm going to be me. And if you don't like it, tough. We have those times of courage. And that's when they're like, who? Who are you? Hi. And you're just like, what just happened? Right. So I like this for you, Linksley. And that's what's coming in here for you. So many blessings to you. And I think, speaking of blessings, we've got angel blessings up next. Hello, angel blessings. So, who is coming towards you? Let's take a look. So sorry. Take a sip here. Let's see what we have coming in here. What? Who is coming towards you? Not what. You're like, what? It's a zombie. You got the zombies coming towards you. All right. Wow. So we do have this you do have these endings and beginnings that are that's why they were saying what is coming towards you. So it's not a who right now, it's a what that does prepare you for who later. But they're wanting you to know this first, or like they want this opportunity to let you know you have the tower, something or someone's being moved out of your life to make space for who is coming towards you. Got the Six of Swords, which is leaving behind, again, old ways of thinking and moving forward. So there is this forward movement that's happening. You might even have movement in your outside world because you've got the 10 of Pentacles, which is normally abundance, but with the Death card here, there's this significant endings and new beginnings happening, with all of this here. And I almost feel like I don't know if you're planning on moving. If I can get my hands all to work here. Don't know if you're planning on moving because these three cards do. I mean, all these cards tell me endings and new beginnings, leaving and rough waters and you know rough waters and choppy waters, and moving to calmer waters, even moving across waters. But I feel like the reason why, the who is they're like, don't worry about the who yet because you're about to move. You're about to change locations or jobs or something significant. And uh, the who is where you end up going to. So that's what I feel is coming in here. So and the tower comes suddenly. It might be an offer of moving somewhere where you didn't think you were going to be able to move, or, overseas or over water, or, but it is this change of location. Maybe your job offers you an opportunity in another state or another city or something, but it's definitely this movement to a different location. And this is where you meet that individual is there. That's why they're like, well, it's yeah, it's not who's coming towards you, it's you're going towards them, 'cause, they're not being moved to your city, you're being moved to theirs, and you don't know them yet, it's nobody you know. I feel it's like a new opportunity that arises. So interesting, that's what's coming up, or job, it can be city or job. I just feel like it's such a huge move, it does feel like your residence is changing, but it could be just job where you end up not working in one building, you end up working in another, and lo and behold, who are you in the hallway or in the elevator? All right, but that's what's coming in for you, angel blessings. So many blessings to you. And Goldie, you are up next. So Pisces thoughts towards you. What do we have here? Wow. Well, they've got a lot of emotions, normal for a Pisces. They got the Three of Cups, joy, celebration, overflowing. Nine of Cups, overflowing, wish come true emotions coming here. So something, whatever this is, their current energy is very happy. about towards you. So I don't know if you bought them something, did something. I don't know, but they're very, very happy and feeling full and overflowing with all of this here. So it's very positive here. Anything else you need to know? Yeah, they got the Queen of Swords. Oh, and the Lover's card. Yeah. So this is like what's on the bottom of the deck is they have this balanced mindset, balancing thoughts and heart around this partnership. So it just feels like things are balancing out with all this. So it feels very positive. Something I don't know. It just doesn't. I feel like we haven't had this before with them. I feel it's been more of a, well, wishy-washy, swimming deep, introspection, whatever happened though, I feel like it's really something has clicked. But that's what's going on here. It just feels like I just saw Angel Bliss. It feels blissful. And they're just like, wow. There's just this feeling of great gratitude towards you and great emotion towards you. So that's what's coming in, Goldie. So I like it, and many blessings to you. Excuse me. All right, Angel Bliss, you are up. Hey, hey. And general guidance. Let's take a look here and see what Spirit has here for you. All right. Well, you got movement happening here. Movement, movement, movement. You've got the Knight of Swords and the Knight of Wands. Fastest moving knight, probably second, tied for second movest fastest knight, like with the because mind can change fast, but so can emotion. So the Knight of Cups can be fast change. But this dude is the fastest. So you've got this change and this movement coming in fast and furious. A lot of passion about something, a change of mind, a change of ideas, a change of direction coming in here too. I just feel like, and this comes out of nowhere. I just feel like there's this desire of like, you know what? I just want this. And I feel like the mind is going, you know what? I'm giving over. It's like the Knight of Wands. They're showing me a horse race between the two. And of course, the horse on fire is going to outrun any horse because it's on fire and it's running to the water to dive in, right? It's fast. It's overtaking thought. So you have these passions, these desires that are overtaking your thoughts and beliefs and mindsets. But I don't feel like this is wrong. Not that there is right or wrong. I don't feel like it's not giving me stranger danger uh spidey senses, right? It feels like, yeah, sometimes we can overthink things. Sometimes we just need to make a decision and do it and jump into it. And I feel like this is what is happening is what are we waiting for? What fears are holding me back? You know what? I just need to go for it. And I feel like that's what this advice is, or this energy that's coming in is like, yeah, it's time to let the passions lead you instead of your mind for a moment, just for a moment. And I feel it's supported for you. So that's what's coming in, Angel Bliss. So that's their advice right now for you. So many blessings to you. Pardon me. And then Cutie, you are up next. You want messages from your higher self. So what would you like to tell Cutie? All right. Yeah. So you have the devil card here, which is you're in this kind of shaking and rattling kind of awareness of your life. I feel like it's been created here through a third party kind of situation that happened. And it's this belief system here. This is what has you, chained down, these thoughts and these beliefs and these mindsets that were created around these Three of Cups. I feel like that created a great one, and understandably so, great feelings of mistrust and distrust, but it seeped in some definitions of what this means about you. And I feel like this is what is being shaken because I feel like there's an opportunity for love coming your way, or is in your path right now. And you're looking at it like it's like you have this tension of not feeling like you want to leap forward and do anything with this. And what I feel like, I had 3 out of my 5 relationships, they went outside to third party situations, and, at the time, of course, stab, 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 stab in the heart, but later, I realized that their actions were not about me. They felt low about themselves and the situations that we were in. They wanted to go outside and feel good about themselves because they weren't feeling good in our situation. I was an overgiver, I'm a enabler, I'm a recovering enabler in codependent relationships where I have to be careful. I don't want to overgive and to try to control things. And but when I would do that, I wouldn't let them give to me. So because I feared what that meant about me. And because if I can give, then I'm needed. And if I can't give and you are giving to me, that means I'm worthless and you're just going to go somewhere else because what I felt about my worth back then was the only reason why I'm good for anyone is if I can give them something, not just for being me, but I had to be able to give stuff. So I wouldn't let them give to me. And what happened is if I don't let them give to me, then they'll either give and become workaholics and give everything to their work or the gym, with their bodies or hobbies or their friends or affairs. And that's where these third party situations come in. And so when you realize, okay, I took my responsibility and understood that about myself. I understood, okay, why they were doing what they did. But I also realized that, they were mirrors for me to show me how I was cheating on myself with them. It was like, what? But because my self-worth comes from self, inward and upward, capital S self, oh, you define me. Then why are you cheating on me with them out there trying to define yourself? And I was like, wow. So I feel like there is this beautiful message from your higher self to realize that, you know, let's see the clarity and the truth. Come here. They're drawing you to see the capital T truths of those things. What were these relationships mirroring to me? What what was really going on with them that they were fearing and that's why they were doing those actions? What was my part in pushing them away and not allowing them to give to me? And it's like, okay, not that I'm took the blame for their choices. I'm just seeing like, oh, I see how I contributed to that and my part of it, right? Not blame, but understanding and awareness. And I feel like that's what they want you to know right now, cutie, is just this understanding of those relationships and situations. Because there's something coming your way, and they want to just have it where you're able to not fear it and allow it to come towards you. So I feel like that's what's coming. Sorry for the paper rattling. I'm just going to take a cough drop here, clear out my sinuses. Sorry you have to hear that, but that's what they have, cutie. So much love to you. Hang in there. All right. Anjou Flower, you are up next. You want to know how your future spouse will be. What spirit is willing to tell you about your future spouse? Okay. All right. Yeah, they definitely you've got this it's not anyone you know now. So you need to know that it's a new love that will come in. And you have the full card in the 4 of pentacles and what this tells me here is that they are someone who's very solid in the foundation of their worth and they very much with the combination of these 2 cards and the ace of cups too are really they've gone through this journey and they know who they are. They know who they're not, and they don't alter their course for other people's opinions on thoughts and beliefs and mindsets. They know who they are and they stand firm in that. That's that 4 of Pentacles. They have a solid foundation in their outside world, and they're on this kind of adventure of life, feeling this love for themselves, not afraid to lose love because they're like, the love on the outside world is above and beyond. They have a good solid foundation of self-love and self-worth, which is great. This full card kind of gives me the childlike feel to it of no fears, no restrictions. Not that they're stupid, like, oh, duh, I'm going to go jump off a cliff, but they have this. It's like a fire sign kind of energy where they have this awe of life and this looking at life as an adventure instead of looking at what I'm not supposed to do. They're looking at what is possible. Um, Not so much like a rebel of going, I'm going to do things just to do things wrong that people don't want to do. There's this freedom that comes in here of I'm going to go and be and experience things. So I feel like they love to travel, they love to explore, learn new things, do new things. So very very positive here, and that's what I feel coming in right now for you. So many blessings to you, Anjou. And then Aditi, you are up next. So, with whom are you going to settle? Not that you would settle for anyone, but who are you going to settle down with? That's funny. Your spirit guides are like, we don't settle, but who are you going to end up with? Let's take a look here. All right. Yeah. Feel like here with the King of Cups, definitely someone who is like well balanced between their mind and their heart, which is great. And I can see that here having they have experienced these two fives of mind and heart, because the fives are a number of transformation, and they've learned what was causing their mental conflict and their battling. And the five of cups is learning about mourning and focusing on. It's like they learned, if when you focus on being right, you have a lot of battles. When you focus on all your lower vibrational emotions, you get more of them. And so they learn to transform things. And that's why I feel like they're so well balanced in this heart and this mind, which is great, right? I'm so sorry. Frog, frog in my throat. All right. I think it's gone. So I like it because it's not someone who's so in their mind, they don't know how to express emotion. It's also not someone who's so emotional that they don't know how to, have peace of mind and make intelligent decisions. It's someone who's very well balanced, and I feel like that's wonderful, right? But they have learned through those things. Arguments, they don't like to argue. They discuss and calmly, and they're open-minded to hearing sides, and that's why it's so peaceful there and balanced. And their emotions, they understand it's okay to feel emotions, but you also they learned emotional choice. Yeah, mourn for a couple of days, but then let's move forward. Be upset for a moment, but let's transform that and understand it. Just feel like they're a a counselor or psychologist. I don't know. They just feel very balanced individual. So that's what's coming in right now for you, Aditi. So many blessings to you. And then smooth life. Hello, hello. You want to know whatever comes out. What does spirit want you to know? I tell you what. Excuse me. After I eat, sometimes I get a little phlegmy, and that's what's going on. So sorry. Maybe I should have waited a little bit, but I wanted to get on here to get you guys your messages. So that's what you get. You either get delay messages or messages with phlegm. Gross. All right, smooth life. Whatever comes out, you don't want you don't want it. I tell you, I'm glad a lot of you have a sense of humor. Okay. Wow. I like this. Got a lot on your mind, a lot of clarity coming in here, because we love the peace of mind here. They're sleeping on the Ace of Swords. The King of Swords has the Ace of Swords, and they not only help like rule with the Queen over the swords, all the kings are given a second portion of air. So they're the master of thought and belief and emotion. So I do see here that it's like spirit wants you to know that this uh, thinking, this transformation, because they even have, let me see if I can get this to focus here. You've got this butterfly, maybe, there on their claw, even a little dragging on the shoulder. But there's this new birth, this new way of looking at things, and it's been spawned by something. And so just know that whatever triggered you to kind of think and almost go into overthinking mode, it's okay to overthink in this moment because you're allowing stuff to you know rise up, these thoughts and these beliefs and these mindsets that are rooted in fear, and you're able to, with this gift of this ace of swords, to cut away these fears. And this is where this peace of mind comes in. It's like you're able to put your mind to rest. Or maybe it's a specific situation that's going on, or it's just an old way of thinking that's gotten in the way a lot. And I feel like this is a huge combination of thinking that really brings a lot of clarity for you. So don't be afraid to spend some time contemplating, journaling, stepping back, reflecting by what's triggering and showing itself in your face, or that this repetitive pattern that's just getting under your craw, as they say. It's like, "Ugh, why do I keep feeling this way? Or why does this keep happening?" It's like, well, there's got to be a reason. Let's take a look at it. Calmly step back, take a deep breath, and you'll get your answers. So I like it. All right, Smooth Life, that's what they have for you. And then Soul Searching Vibe, you are up next. You want to know, how does the Leo perceive you? So when we ask that question of how does someone else perceive me, always it's a great way to approach it, is like they see me as they see themselves, right? Because you can't see the greatness in someone unless you recognize that greatness in you. You can't see the thing that irritates you in them unless you have it inside you that irritates you too. Mirror, 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 right? So what they see in you is what they see in themselves, and what you see in them also is what you see inside you. So let's take a look here and see what they see here. What is going on inside of them here? All right, wow, a lot of fire. So there's a lot of passion, and they perceive you as someone here. You've got a lot of intention, a lot of what you want to do, and a lot of power with the magician, the shaman with the ace of wands, or a wand, which is a lot of go-getiveness, a lot of, and it's divine masculine energy that you don't really wait around. You want to move, move, movement, movement, movement. Which makes sense. All this fire energy, since they are fire, they see this fire in you and they like it. The Nine of Wands, even. The Nine of Wands is like this energy of um, hitting your head up against something over and over, and you're like, "I will bust through this no matter what it takes." And that's why we end up with a bandage on our head normally in the Nine of Wands, because we're beating our head up against a wall that we can't get through. But this is positive in their eyes, because they're like, "You persevere. You don't give up easy." I like that. And these are the qualities they like in themselves, remember. And the Full card, this is how they perceive you, and I think they over perceive this in you, because I feel like you're balanced in this, but the Full card is about this new adventure kind of feel, which is no expectations, free of everything. They don't expect anything of me. And this is where I feel like you are balanced in this, you know. You do have some expectations. You do have some leftover thoughts and beliefs and mindsets of, well, after a certain amount of time, I expect this at least. But they are thinking, because they have this Leo fire energy of like, woohoo, adventure, there's no rules. And you're like, I feel because you maybe have allowed your passion to show, allow your passion to be expressed, allow these things to go forward, and have like this adventure kind of feel with them or around them, that they totally are like, yeah, we're free to do whatever we want. Let's go. And you're just like, well, within reason, but I don't feel like they perceive that side yet. So just be aware of that, as you approach any disappointments you might have in them. Because if you suddenly share a disappointment, they are going to be blindsided because they have this weird, not weird, they have their own unique understanding of um, that you don't have any expectations. And it's like, where did that come from? From inside them. So if you have one, it's going to knock them. So just know when you're approaching it, if you choose to approach it, I would actually feel like Spirit saying, um, it's a great approach to have of focus on what you're grateful for in them. You'll get much, much further than telling them what they are not doing, because that'll just make them pull back and pull away. But if you focus on what is it, rewarding positive reinforcing good behavior, what you perceive as good behavior, they'll do more of that and more other things too. But if you point out and going, you didn't do what you were supposed to do, you're gonna poke the lion, and the lion is gonna roar and maybe walk away. So be aware of that. So that's what's coming in there. Hopefully that makes sense. All right. So searching vibes. So many blessings to you. And then up next, we've got Anusri. What's next for you in love? Let's take a look here. What does Spirit want you to know here? What is next for you in love? All right. So you have the Two of Wands here, which I see here that you're going to have like two options that comes on here for you. And I see here with the Seven of Cups, you've got all these emotions that are flowing here, and I feel like this is like how fun for you, right? Why two at once? Like it would go for a while without any, and then we have more than one. We're like, come on. But I feel like that's where all these emotions are coming in because they're so different. And there's these interests, these passions, and that they're interested in you, and you have interest in them for different reasons. And you're really sorting through your emotions. You're really sorting through, what is it that I truly want, for me, not what's the world that I want to create, because you do get to make the choice here with this world in your hands. And it's like going back and forth between what is important to me and what is not. I love all these things. I'm going to show you these because these are beautiful. It's like all of these choices of things that are here. And it's like, which ones are most important to me and which individual has them, right? And if it's identifying what's important most to you. And then um oh wow, yeah, and they're saying that don't look at what their potential is, look at what they're showing, because I know because you're intuitive and you have this knowingness, you can see the potential someone has. And I used to fall for the potential of someone had, even if someone has a potential, it doesn't mean they're going to do it. So you learn over time, don't, um, you can fall in love with their potential, but don't act on it. Act on what they're showing you, who they are right now, because there's no guarantee that's going to change. So I like that for you, Newsree. So what an exciting adventure. And that's what they have. So many, many blessings to you. All right, Rishi. Hello, hello. All right, I am well. I hope you are well. And you want to know what's coming up for you in your future. So, based on your current energies, let's see what Spirit wants you to know here. Oh, excuse me, I'm crunching my thing now. I can never let the cough drop completely disintegrate. It gets to a certain point and I got to eat it. You get a nice little rush of eucalyptus or whatever. So you've got the Page of Wands and the Queen of Wands. So fiery. It looks like there's going to be this passionate draw here to someone. and they might be a little older than you. Whoa. Just saying. Got the Page of Wands, I feel is you, and the Queen of Wands, I feel is someone that's coming your way here. Someone brand new, because you have the Full card, which is someone that you haven't met before. And I like that going into it without any expectations, just allowing the adventure to be what it is. Don't jump to the mental conclusions and, the supposed tos and the shoulds and the need tos and all that, right? Allow it to be an adventure for who they are, and try not to bring in comparing who they were, who someone was, what someone else did, blah, blah, blah. Totally seeing them for who they are. Because you have the Six of Cups, and the Six of Cups is this beautiful past life connection. And so this isn't someone you've known before. This is someone that you are going to meet, that you're going to feel like you've known for forever. You just, because of this past lives you had together, and I feel like it's more than one, that you've had these interactions in different ways. And so there's this strong subconscious connection from the Akashic records from your past lives coming up from within you, and you both sense it. And you're just like, hey, and they're like, hey, and you're like, and you're like, I know this sounds like a pickup line, but do I know you from somewhere? I feel like I know you. Are you from here? Or are you from, did you ever spend any time in the city where I used to live, or whatever? And they're like, no. And it's because it's this connection. That's where this energetic, there's this strong attraction. I don't feel like it's like, oh, body, it's not like, oh, I got the hots for you. It's just I feel it's more of this energetic attraction that just like two magnets being drawn together. So I like this for you, Rishi. So you're like, woohoo! So just allow it, and take it moment by moment. Enjoy it for what it is, not what you want it to be or think it should be or blah blah blah. Be in the moment and enjoy it for what it is, moment to moment. It's an important bond that's coming together. So I like it. All right. So many blessings. And Vidi Jalan, hello, hello. You'd like a general reading regarding love. All right, let's take a look here. See what we got here. All righty. Okay, well, you have a lot of fire here. So you've got a lot of attraction coming in here. The Sun card, very much this brightness, this victory. It's someone who's just so bright and attractive. It's Leo energy, which Leos and fire signs tend to be beautiful people. So they come in here, and they are very much, there's this passion. Now there's this Seven of Pentacles, which does show that um it's been slow happening here in your life, right? You're like, tell me about it, right? But the Seven of Pentacles has another meaning, which is the last thing that grows on the fruit tree is the fruit. And the fruit that you had before, I feel like you waited for a long time, and then, something came along and you're like, "Eh, it's not all it's cracked up to be." It's like invested in a certain type of fruit orchard, and then the fruit grows and you're just like, "Man, it's not really what I want." And I feel like that's what's happened. And I feel like the Seven of Pentacles, which sometimes feels like it's imposed on us from somewhere else, like life slows down. Like, why are you making me take so long? It's like, well, it's us that slows things down. But in this case, I really feel like it has been you going, you know what? It's going to take something pretty awesome for me to really put my heart out there again, or my passion out there again. And boom, here comes the sun. It's not even like a small little, you know, you know, a sparkler. It's like, boom, here's the sun. You're like, okay, well, this would be very bright and obvious to me. And I feel like that's what comes in here. And I feel like with the Four of Wands here, there's this joining together, this celebration is where you meet them. And whether it's a wedding or a party, there's some sort of gathering together of joyful celebration. And this 10 of wands is like, just be careful here with all this fire. I mean, you got all this fire. Um, because one, you don't want to get burned. um, but it's like a sparkler that we have, like, in the 4th of July, and they probably have them all over the place in the world, but, it's like an incense stick, except when you light it, it's and it's bright, and it's bright, and it's fun, and it's fun, and it's fun, and you draw things, in the dark, and you can see the light, and then it's gone, and you're like, "Oh," and then you just throw it away. Well, that's what I feel like here is, like, there's these 10 sparklers going off, and it's like take one sparkler at a time. Try not to um, over consume it, and it makes it last, which is funny. So it's instead of being a forest fire that burns everything and consumes everything, and it's gone. It's more of like having a big pile of logs, and you keep a nice little fire pit going for months, years, type of thing here. So there's a great amount of passion and attraction. And I feel like the Seven of Pentacles kind of comes in too to say, just take your time, take it a moment at a time rather than rushing in and allowing it to consume, because it won't burn out if you keep these steps and these stages of going along with it. Um, and yeah, so hopefully that makes sense there. So that's what's coming in for you, VD. So many blessings to you. And then Pinky, you are up next. Hello, hello. The purpose behind your relationship with that Aquarius. Those Aquarians, I swear. I'm Aquarius. To teach you patience and how to deal with rebels and weirdos. We love being called weird. All right. Let's take a look here. What's the purpose here? Yeah. So you've got the Queen of Cups, which is very intuitive, right? Two parts water, and you have the Queen of Swords who balances heart and mind. So I feel like the reason why this Aquarius relationship comes in, because I feel you're very intuitive, you're very focused. Maybe you're a water sign or have a water moon or have a lot of water in your chart, but I feel like you have a lot of emotion that is expressed in your life, and there's absolutely nothing wrong with that. I have a stellium in Pisces and a ton of water, and people used to call me a crybaby when I was young, but I'm like, I'm just an emotional. I realized I was an emotional water fountain, and the emotions dripped out of my eyes when I would cry. So never diss water. But Aquarian, which I am also, this is the balancing, and I feel like this is what you're able to teach one another. Like they're able to teach you, being a water bearer but an air sign, how to compartmentalize in a way and bring emotions into, like, organize your emotions into Tupperware containers. And some of them you put lids on until later, but not to suppress your emotions, but you're able to process them. And you have this, they teach you how to balance your emotions with their uniqueness of their air. And I love that you also help them get in tune with their emotions, and to not keep all that Tupperware away in a refrigerator somewhere, but to share their emotions. And so you ask them to share their emotions, and they show you how you can also balance your emotions. So I like this. I feel like it's very much this wonderful, almost attraction of opposites, that you help pull each other a little more into a balanced um, emotional and mental life, just a balanced life. So I feel like that's what they're bringing in here, either through you watching how they live and how they act and react, and them watching you and amazed at your intuition and how you're like, how do you know this stuff? And you're like, it's all in the heart, buddy. So that's what's coming in for you, Pinky. And that's your message. So many blessings to you. All right, Marie Jones, you are up next. And will your son get a positive answer tomorrow for the apartment he applied for? So, it's funny because positive answer, it's a unique way to approach it, right? Because every answer is just an answer, but whether it's positive or not is the story we're putting to it, right? Because they're reminding me of an apartment, like when I originally moved from Colorado to Idaho to be near my family for a while, for a couple years. The apartment I was going to move into, big problems. I sent off the check, cashier's check, and there was nobody in the office to get it. And it went back to the post office, and their voicemail was full, and they wouldn't answer. I didn't know an email to send anything to, and so I ended up I couldn't get a hold of them, being out of state, moving there. So I got a different apartment. And the day I was moving in to the new apartment, they called me and said, "Hey, you're still going to show up with this apartment?" I'm like, "I couldn't talk to you guys for a couple of weeks. No, sorry. I had to find other plans." Right. Then I found out, bad, bad, bad. I mean, when I searched for comments before, there was nothing. And suddenly there was all these horrible, horrible reviews on them. And so we get to, we never know what a good or a bad thing is, a positive or negative, because until later in life, we're on the other side and we're like, oh, now I see why all this stuff happened, right? That's interesting that they have that here. I don't feel like they're preparing for a negative answer. I just feel like it's a great opportunity. Like they felt it's a great opportunity to be okay with whatever the answer is, because it's going to it shows us that I get to choose what something means. I'm the one that puts the story to whatever action happens on the outside. However, they get a positive result. That's what is this with your guides? They're like, well, we're going to take this opportunity, Marie, just to show you this and this thing, but don't worry about it. Uh, Sun card, victory, page of wands, passion, very positive energies here. Very, very it just feels very positive. I mean, the Sun card is one of the most amazing, victorious, positive cards in the entire deck. And the Page of Wands, of course, is this great, stepping into our power and stepping forward too. So I like it. I like it. I like it. And that's what they have for you. So should be a positive result by all of that. All right. So many blessings, Marie. And then Happy Pill, you are up next. So Happy Pill, you want to know, how are your exams going to be in October and November, separately? All right, so we'll do October's and then November. So October and then November. Okay. Well, they're all the same anyway. Because October, you've got the Lover's card, which is the power of emotional choice. And they tell us here that you have an opportunity to go either way, in October, because whatever emotional choices you make is helps the result. And let me explain that. Let me adjust my butt here a minute. Okay, so and this goes to test taking, interviewing, stage fright. When we go into fear, we go out of our minds. That's why people can't remember their lines or music or interview questions or test stuff, because when our little inner child inside feels unsafe or out of control, and it starts to go into fear mode, it knocks out our intelligent, compassionate, loving side of us to do whatever it feels it needs to do to feel safe again. And our little 2-year-old and its pet cat are in charge. That's who takes the test when we're in fear. And that's where, excuse me, hiccup, these see, I'm getting scared. No. These you know, uh the two choices that we have. And so whatever you can do to, like, what am I fearing will happen if I don't pass this test? Where are these fears? Where's this anxiety coming from? And how can I calm myself, right? And deep breaths exercise. If you ever find yourself starting to panic in a test or anything, just Try to hold it as long as you can, and then inward and outward slowly. It helps flood our bodies from the adrenaline. It helps bring us to a calm place where we can access the brilliant brain we have that's taking in everything we're studying, everything we're hearing and seeing, and then you have access to that. So that's why I feel like they're saying that you have a great opportunity to do very well because you're brilliant, you have a great mind, you study, you listen, and you have access to it, but it's about staying calm, breathing exercises, not freaking out about test results. And you go into it going, you know what? In fact, there was something. Oh, it was in this book I just was reading earlier because it talked about, I think it's in here about test results, because it was about school and how perfect it is here. I think it was in here. Because it talked about, did we define ourselves when we were children? Oh, did you understand that tests and grades were only to see how much knowledge you had at a given time? Or were you a child who allowed tests and grades to measure self-worth? Wow. So, when we realize it's just a test of our knowledge and it's not a test of my worth, okay, you know, and then you're able to do very well at it. November, the same thing, Chariot. This where this is the emotional choice card, this is the choice of everything card. The Chariot has the choice between fear or love, and we're the ones that get to choose what story, what emotion, what energy, what actions we take in the physical world. And so both of these tell us too that I get to decide what my test results mean about me, no one else. People go, "Oh, you failed." It's like, no, it was knowledge, it was awareness. It doesn't mean anything about me. It just means, that this information, I guess I didn't have enough interest in it to study it well enough to, to answer all these questions. So it's more lack of interest than it was of my intelligence. And we get to decide those things, and I feel like this is wonderful, awareness with all of this here. You have the Four of Cups, which again, with this Chariot card, is all about emotional stability. So it comes on all into all of this here about you have great opportunities to do very well if you'll stay out of your out of the fear zone, and access your brilliant mind. Otherwise, that pet cat is going to take the test, unless it's a cat test, but a bunch, which is a kind of behavioral, whatever type of test. It's like they're not going to do well at it, right? So, calmness, think about calmness, happy pill. That's what they have for you. So, many blessings to you. And then Kevin to debut in. Hello, hello. I am doing well. I hope you are doing well. And then you wanted to know you're writing a research paper for academic purposes, but you feel stuck. So, does your higher self have any guidance for you related to your research paper? All right, let's take a look here. See, what advice does your higher self have? All right. So you have the full card here, which the full card is like an ending of an old cycle and the beginning of something new. And I feel like this is almost like um, get away, get away from it for a little bit to come back to it, right? Um, I feel like there's the Tower card, this fear here, and with the Five of Pentacles about abandonment, being left behind, um, being left out in the cold, lack. And this Tower card is that things get moved out of our way on purpose for a purpose, right? Um, but I feel like there's where this mental block is coming from, where you feel stuck. It's like kind of like what we talked about just now with Happy Pill, with the when we go into fear mode, we get pulled out of our minds, and that's where the mind stuckness happens because our brain doesn't want us to think because our little inner child feels unsafe and out of control. So I feel like one thing that you can do here is with this stepping away is what are the expectations you have around what this paper will mean, and because these fears are what are kind of like right, and that's what keeps us. It shuts down the brain and keeps it from thinking because it doesn't want you to wonder, is that a saber-toothed tiger, a lion, or a panther? Rawr. Well, we don't care anymore. So, uh, realizing that, okay, what am I worried about? What am I fearing about this? Um, really comes in here because the full card is also with that letting go of old expectations and ways of looking at things, and just I'm just going to approach it and release the fears around it. There's something about Lord Ganesh and the tower. I don't have them over here. I have some Lord Ganesh cards, but I feel like the tower is the remover of obstacles. So some of what you can do too with in looking at what fears and stuff you have, it's like the Lord Ganesh. It's like just that's this, any divine entities that we believe in are all a piece of the personality of our entire creator. So none is right, none is wrong. They're just different person. It's like the creator has multiple personalities. No, um, but they have different expressions of their personality, and so we can, make an offering to the Lord Ganesh, and thank them for removing this obstacles. There's also, do we have a full moon coming up here soon too, I think in Aries, I believe. And that's a good time for releasing things too. So anything you can do physically to do this, like releasing of something, whether it's a candle and lighting it and saying, I release the obstacles that are standing between me. And, it's this energy that you put forward that helps super focus your energy to move forward too, which I feel is here. But the big thing is to understand what the fear is around the paper, and if it's like, "Oh, I'm not gonna get it done," you're like, "What if I don't get it all done? What's the worst thing that could happen?" And you're like, "Well, I'd have to retake the class." Okay. No one died, right? You're just like, "Oh, okay." We're more afraid of what people will think and wasting of time and, all that stuff. But I feel like really focusing and understanding that fear will help you move past the block. So that's what's coming in for you, Kevin. So many blessings to you. And then we have Shane. Hey, hey. I am doing well. I hope you're doing well. Shay. So, yeah, nothing happened really. He messaged you, but it was nothing. It's time to leave Aries behind, isn't it? Let's take a look here. See what Spirit says here. There's no shoulds, of course, in the spirit world. It's just a matter of what happens here. Is it for your highest experience? To let the Aries go. Um, no, they're saying here, Seven of Pentacles is the last thing that grows on the fruit tree is the fruit. Put your mind to rest, let go of expectations, enjoy the journey of the growth of things in life here, because you do have, the Five of Wands and the Hierophant, two fives. And the Hierophant is that, this Aries fire energy that you're experiencing is teaching you a lot about yourself, because the slowness teaches you to look inward and upward, which inward and upward you are able to look and see who you truly are, what you truly want in life. And the capital T Teresa of your life and this Five of Wands is this good catch, is this transformation of energies, of passions, from something that feels conflicting into something more based and rooted in love. And what I feel this does is that That someone's not behaving and doing and acting the way I think they should in order, towards me. It allows me to face what are my fears about their actions or non-actions, their words or non-words. And it's like, does that really mean anything about me? And it allows us to go, well, what am I seeing, right? Um, what am I seeing in the mirror of them, right? So um is it time to leave behind the thoughts and the expectations you have for the Aries? Yeah, that is the time, right? Because that's what is causing this fire within us, right? This conflict of energies. And when we realize, you know what, when I let go of expectations, and I don't know if I ever shared this with you, but when we meet someone, we have zero expectations, right? And then they give us this, and we're like, wow, look how amazing they are, right? Because we have no expectations. And then we get to seeing them more often. We start dating them exclusively. Why they're becoming less and less of a person? They're not. Our viewpoint and our expectations are what are changing things. Then we get engaged and then we get married. And we're like, why are they falling short? Why did they change? And we're like, they didn't change. Our perceptions and expectations. It's like when you if you ever take anyone like a coffee and a donut at work or something, right? And you bring it to them one day, expectations are already in their head of tomorrow. I wonder if they're gonna do it tomorrow. And then if you do, you just screwed yourself because now they're gonna be like the 3rd day you only bring them a coffee. "What did I do wrong? Why didn't I get a donut?" And then you don't bring them anything after that, and they're, like, mad at you because you didn't you didn't meet their expectations, where when before they had none and you did it was great, and then the next day it became less and less of an act and more of a something that they thought they were supposed to get, right? So there is this beautiful transformation that comes in here, Shay Shay. So freedom comes from the release of letting people out of the prison we're trying to put them in, and then if we focus on what we're grateful for and something over and over and over, wouldn't you love it if anytime anyone talked to you that this person told you, like, something I love about you is this. They never tell you, what you didn't do, what you didn't do, what you didn't do. And even though you may not say it with your mouth, when we say it with our energy, that's what um impacts our life. So hopefully that helps, Shay Shay. That's what they have for you right now. So many blessings to you. And then Magana, you are up. So hi. Hi. So you feel like you're fine being single. Yay. Now that you're enjoying your own company more than ever, right? You you don't really want to date anyone. I understand. But also you want to date N. Is this trying to tell you something? Ah, okay, I get it. So I would say I don't feel like you have expectations, but the cost benefit analysis, as I was talking about earlier, because I totally get it. After all my relationships, and especially after you find self love, when you do the cost benefit analysis, it's like you can't give me really anything but above and beyond extra. Is it worth all this just to get that? you know, it's like, meh, I don't know. So, you start to, it has to be something really amazing that someone would give. Because if it's the same old, I'm like, it's not, it's way out of balance. That's okay. I'd much rather not worry about it. you know, not that I'd worry, but that I don't want to invest that much energy into that to get that because I already have all this inside. So I get it, and I feel like that's what's happening here is, it's been rising, and now the cost benefit analysis N is like, wow, you might be able to offer me more than I feel other people would. It just feels like an extra special dessert that you can offer instead of a pudding cup. So let's take a look here and see what. What does your higher self feel N will bring you? Or anything else that they want you to know about this? Nope, none of those. Okay. Okay. Yeah, I don't know. It feels here like, because the 3 of swords is like the disappointment and all that. And I feel like with the Knight of Pentacles, I almost feel like there's this, because you also have the King of Wands coming in here. So this is, I feel like, what you're being attracted to. But I feel like they've been also here. I feel like, is there consistency where you've been around them enough or know enough about them and have experienced them enough. It almost feels like, um, that they've proven themselves over time, that they're not a heartbreaker or a rule breaker, whatever that song is. But you got the Sire of Wands too, which is this powerful energy, very mature type of energy, where they're not like the Prince of Wands, which is the Knight of Wands, which is the fast moving hormonal teenager that's humping everyone's leg, but that you can see that there's this individual that they're able to commit to people, they're consistent, they're grounded, they're passionate, but they're not uh, reckless with their passion. And I feel like they just offered a lot of different things that make you feel like, you know what? I could date you, because I feel like it would be a wonderful experience and that you have so much more to offer than anyone. You're worth the time and the effort. That's funny. So that's what's coming in, Magana. Hopefully that makes sense to you there, but many blessings. All right. All right. So that was my big beginning um, screenshot there. So let me move into another one here. So the next one up is Dijona Sturgis. Hello. Well, actually, I think Dijona, we did you earlier, didn't we? That you said good afternoon. Sorry. It's Jennifer Simpson. So, what do you need to know regarding new love? All right, let's take a look here. All right, what do you need to know about love? Let's see here. I think we're gonna switch up cards here. Those feel like they're like, I need a break. It's only been an hour and 20 minutes. Well, in this session. So I'm gonna switch to the runic tarot and let's see what we got here, Jennifer. Are you a Viking? The runic Viking tarot. Da, da, da. All right. So, what do you need to know about love? All right. Come on. There we go. So, you've got the Tower card and the Queen of Cups. And the Tower card, of course, tells us that whatever happens in our life, with anyone being pulled out of our life or moved out of our life, or whatever is brought in or leaving our life, is for us. When things are destroyed here, like this wonderful dragon is burning things away, they're clearing the path, they're clearing the space for something new to come in. And so trusting that the universe is removing things out of our way on purpose for purpose is important, um, because the Queen of Cups, of course, is you with your intuitiveness. It's like the high priestess. It's trusting your gut and your intuition and the knowingness, allowing things to flow away that are being removed, because you know where it's going to take you here, right? And the Queen of Cups does drink of the Ace of Cups. So while this stuff is happening and things are unfolding, of course, we're focusing on raising our own love vibration, because the more we expand our inner love, the bigger our love pipeline becomes, or we can give and receive love to the human world. And so while this destruction's going on around us, we're like, I'm working on me, working on my self-love, raising my love vibration, letting thoughts and beliefs and mindsets that want to be removed and burnt up in that tower, throwing them into the bonfire. Emotions that no longer serve, throwing them into the bonfire. relationships, whether it's friends, family, romantic, exes, whatever, throwing them into the bonfire. It's like this refreshing time that's coming in here, but really trusting this gut, really trusting this intuition as you drink from the love from above, which guides you and allows you this movement. But it's time, it's like this equinox period of the fall, of letting things fall away, in the spring of allowing new things to be planted. I just feel like it's a big transformational time, both mentally, emotionally, physically, energetically for you, and to allow those things to fall away that don't serve. Because it's a big purging. It's like it's springtime in the southern hemisphere, and I'm not sure where you live, but if springtime, we can have spring cleaning in fall if we want. That's what I feel like is going on, because there's this cleansing and this clearing away of things that just makes the space, and you can't get new furniture moved in if the old furniture is still there. Time for it to go. So that's what's coming in for you, Jennifer. I like it. So many blessings to you. All right. And Nanya, you are up next. So Nanya, I think I feel like I maybe you did a donation, but I don't remember answering this question, so I'm answering this one for you. And it's, is Angela still dating Adam? Let's take a look here and see here. Is Angela still dating Adam? All right. Whoa. Cards are flying everywhere. Hmm. You know, it kind of feels like it here with these cards. Let me show you. Because we've got the Knight of Wands, which is a lot of passionate movement. We've got the uh, Deceiver card here with the Seven of Swords, you know, thievery, deceptive actions and thoughts, and the Empress card here, which is, it's new birth, but it's also sensuality, this divine feminine nurturing energy. And we've got the Strength card here too, which I feel like what's going on here? They've got all this drive to try to fill themselves up, and because they have this Seven of Swords deceptive thoughts about themselves, that I'm going to find my fullness and my wholeness out here, they kind of feel like, when they're seeing one person, it doesn't feel like enough, because it never is. We never will feel full off of, no matter how many people we're with at the same time, because are looking for this. This is our human self, and this is our higher self. This is what we're looking for on the inside, and all that outside relationships. And we're all taught that both people, relationships, people, things, and situations, those things are what are supposed to fill us up and make us feel whole and complete, but they don't. It's empty on the outside until we're full on the inside. Then we fill up, and then everything on the outside is above and beyond extra. So the outside world switches from this place of lack to abundance. But until we experience that, we're trying to fill up from the outside world, going, well, they didn't make me happy, maybe they will. Well, they didn't make me happy, maybe them, and them will, if I see all three of them and they don't know about it or whatever. And it's like there's a lot of passion here. So I almost feel like, um I feel like Adam is dating a lot of people, though. Because I feel like it's Adam that is the Knight of Wands, um, although it could be any of us at that time of our life, right? So hopefully that helps, Nanya. That's what's coming in there. So many blessings to you. And I'm not. I You said do a timestamp, but I don't have a pen around here. Let me see if I remember to do that. I'm not sure when it exactly started. Now that I see that here, though. So let me just do Nanya, around 129. maybe. Maybe a little sooner, like maybe 1:20. All right. So that's what they have for you, Nanya. So many blessings to you. I know I really should, not should, see the shoulds. I could go through and, timestamp everyone's, but that's a lot of energy. So we'll see. We'll see. We'll see what happens. All right. So next up, we've got Spiritual Journey Tarot. So Spiritual Journey Tarot, can we tell you Braylon's feelings and intentions? Let's see what Spirit wants you to know here. Hmm. Hmm. Feelings and intentions. Well, feelings that came out here is actually thinking, and the Six of Swords is leaving behind old ways of thinking and movement here to new ways of thinking from choppy waters to calmer waters. And the Knight of Pentacles, the intentions are to move very slow, is one. But the Knight is also in a quest for their self worth and understanding who they are in relationship to the outside world. And it just feels here I mean, because there's movement of thought, but not movement in the physical world. And this energy here, don't know. I don't want to say in here, it's like what's hidden on the bottom is this Ace of Wands, which is new passion and movement and movement and movement. It almost feels like there's a lot of movement going on, but like they're slow in moving with you, but they have all this other movement that they're looking to do. And I don't know if it could be almost like they're moving away and they're not sure if they're moving away and they're having this change that's happening where they might be moving away. And so they're taking things slow because they don't, um, it's almost like I don't want to hurt someone by getting too close to them, but it's like, too late. Why did you even start it? Right. It just almost feels like that kind of energy, like taking it slow, but I got all this other activity and actions and thoughts going on. And then the passion, of course, is well, and they're not like this um kind of person who would like use you for intimacy. I was trying to find a nice way to say that. And they got the Hanged Man too, which upside down, which is pausing and the waiting of things too. So their intentions are to go slow, but I feel like it's because they've got so much that they think that might change in their life. They're not sure. Hopefully that makes sense. It just feels like possibly that they're moving away somewhere or could be moved with job, or they have to move for family, or an opportunity or something that's coming in. But that's what's kind of energies coming in there, spiritual journey. So interesting, interesting, interesting. Um, yeah, because I just asked, well, what are their feelings though? Because they have a lot of thoughts. They got a lot of passion and attraction, physical and energetic attraction with the Eight of Wands. But I just don't feel like they're very, yeah, especially with that Knight. Yeah, here's the Ace of Pentacles on the bottom too, and the Knight of Wands. They move faster on passion than they do on emotion, because of past pains and different things that they hold back. So they're more acting on, you know, they usually act on their passions, but because I feel like they're moving, I don't know why that keeps coming back, but that's what's coming in spiritual journey for right now. So hopefully that helps. I almost feel like, eh, you know, I wouldn't necessarily invest a lot in that. So anyway, many blessings to you. Hang in there. Much love to you. And then up next, we've got Kritika Malhotra. Hello. So, how will your next 24 hours go? All right. It's your best friend and your younger brother's birthday tomorrow. All right. Uh-oh. Sounds like a party time. All right, let's take a look here. How's your next 24 hours going to go? All right. Well, so you've got here the 7 of Wands, which is you standing your ground, and you standing out. You might also be you on stage. Are you gonna do karaoke? That's what it's funny sometimes when I see the 7 of Wands, that's what they show me is standing out, being in the spotlight, being in this place, right? But I like this, the moon card. Trust the moon energy tomorrow, like we're moving into Aquarius moon. So you're going to have this rebelliousness. There's going to be this moon energy that's impacting you. That is the suddenness. You're going to want to do things suddenly, do things out of the ordinary, and a great communication too. So I really feel like the next 24 hours are going to be fun. The 7 of Wands again is the standing up for you what you want, standing your ground. But also there's a lot of emotion that's bubbling up here. But the moon energy I feel is really standing out, which we do have Aquarius moon starting tonight where I'm at in the next, I think it's 3, 4, 5 hours. So for you tomorrow is probably going to be full of a lot of Aquarius moon emotion energy, which is doing things your own way, being quirky and weird. Yay! Sounds like a lot of fun. It's a great energy. They try to do things that are shocking. So there's going to be some twists and some turns, some exciting energies that come in there, but just like stand your ground. You're going to stand out. Some people aren't necessarily going to appreciate it, because they don't when you're in the limelight, they're not, and they feel low about themselves, but don't worry about them. That's their, lower self-esteem that's kicking in. So if you want, you can grab them up on stage or grab them out to dance or whatever to go, "Come on," and include them, and then that makes everything better. So if you sense with your moon energy and being really in tune with your emotions, if you sense someone's like, "Bleh," invite them into the limelight, if that helps. So I like it, critique it. Sounds like a lot of fun. So enjoy that. All right. So many blessings to you. And then Cecilia, you are up next. So Will, Nicholas, and you meet soon. All right. Let's take a look here. All right. I don't feel so. I know. Bleh, bleh. No, it's slow and happening on purpose because you got the devil card coming in here, which is all about the shaking and the rattling of thoughts and beliefs and mindsets about who we're supposed to be, who they're supposed to be, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera, right? Saturn Capricorn energy just rattles our cage, rattles our life, to make us question, why do I believe what I believe, and releasing things. And all of this makes so much sense with the 5 of Swords and the 3 of Swords. This is like Swords energy because it's all about beliefs and mindsets and things coming in here. 3 of Swords is the fear of disappointment and heartbreak. The 5 of Swords is conflict with other people, or inner conflict of mind and heart. And so all of this is coming in here. And why you're, not meeting soon is because there's some stuff to be cleared out within you and within them of my expectations, my fears of, lower vibrational things, fears of losing conditional love, fear of failure, fear of rejection, these old thoughts and beliefs and mindsets that keep us feeling limited and restricted and trapped in a cage. And that's what when we meet someone and we have all these expectations, we're going to be disappointed because there's not going to, neither of us are going to be able to meet 100%. So the more we clear all that away, we can appreciate someone for who they are. And what a wonderful experience of looking at and interacting with someone going, You're so awesome. I love this and this and this and this about you instead of going, you know what I hate about you is this, this, and this, and this, right? And that's what comes through with our energy of like, oh, they're not doing, they only ordered one dessert to share. Cheapskate. I want two. I wanted my own dessert. I talk about dessert a lot. I know. I like sugar. Um, so that's what's coming through. So hopefully that makes sense, Cecilia. But there is this, it's happening for both of you to remove these things. Letting go of the old ways of thinking so we don't do what we've done before and get what we've got before. We're raising our love vibration by cutting away these old thoughts and these old feelings related to fear. So that's what's happening there. All right. And that's what they have. Cecilia, so many blessings to you. And then Jody James, you are up. You'd like to get a reading. And I didn't see any other questions. So we'll give you a general read and see what Spirit wants you to know right now. Okay. All right. Stepping into your power. Yeah, you definitely are here. And I feel like it's like you're emerging from a cocoon. You have the hanged man. So it's been a little bit of a period of time of transformation and transition for you. But here you go, the seven of wands and the king of wands, stepping forward, showing your strength, putting action in and putting form around what you're wanting to do and where you're wanting to head and what you're wanting to do. And even here with their wand, bringing down the lightning of the heavens and, not being afraid to stand in the spotlight. It's really stepping up and taking charge because the seven of wands kind of has this energy of, um, the sun does not ask permission to shine. It shines, and if someone can't handle the sunlight, then they can put on some sunscreen, some sunglasses, or get in the shade. And so I like this energy that's coming in here for you. It's a big transformative energy. And if you're wondering if your question was, well, should I move forward or not? It's a yes. It's exerting your power. It's like the entrepreneur. Um, it's like the emperor. Yeah, I've heard a lot of people have a lot of blah blah blah, but now you get to decide. It's for time for you to stand up and make a decision, not be afraid to stand out, not be afraid that you're going to have to defend yourself because just knowing that if people aren't happy for you as you step out into the limelight, as you step up and stand up for yourself, then that's their low self-esteem. That's how, because they feel low about themselves and they already thought you were up here and now you've been advanced. Now they even feel lower. And so they're like, meh, meh, meh. And that's okay. It's not your responsibility for their emotions. You're not doing anything to them. You're just living your life. And if they get upset, too bad. That's their journey to deal with, not yours. So that's what's coming in for you, Jody James. So many blessings to you. All right. And then we've got Swaroop Bobby. Hello. So you'd like a career reading. When will you get a new job? All right. Let's take a look here. What does Spirit want you to know here? Okay. Okay. All right. Well, I like this here. We've got this changing of things that need to happen first, right? I do feel you do have this new job that's coming your way, but you'll get it sooner when you begin to look at, with this page of swords and this ace of pentacles. This is about, and this is the new opportunity that comes in. This is you looking at your worth in relationship to the outside world in a different way, the combination of these two. These thoughts and these beliefs about what kind of job you should be able to have, it's looking at yourself from a higher perspective instead of from the fears. And I almost feel like there's this, not almost, I feel like there's this um this conflict in your head here, and I'm going to show you here because um you've got the five of swords, which is the conflicting of your mind and your heart, and your seven of cups, which has all of these desires, right? All of the your heart is wanting this and this and that and that and that, and your mind goes, no, 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 we need to do this instead. And I just feel like your heart wins out in order for you to move forward to this wheel of fortune, because this new opportunity arises when you get clear in your head about what is it that you feel you are supposed to do and have to do out of fear of what people will think and whatever repercussions will come, and living your dream and your passion and doing something you enjoy. Yeah, this might be less money and you might not be able to do everything that you think you're supposed to do. But when you wake up every day excited about, "Oh, I can't wait to go and do this thing every day," it's so worth it compared to, wow, I'm waking up in my nicer apartment or nicer home with nicer things, but God, I got to go to work today. There's a big difference in what brings us abundance and what brings us money, right? And I feel like there is this transformation and it comes very, very fast. I feel like with that Wheel of Fortune, if you'll spend the time to write down what you think your mind wants and what your heart wants, and focus on your heart wants, you'll get this new job in October. And it actually, I feel like it'll be a little more like you're gonna be able to make money more than you thought. Yeah, here comes the 7 of Cups coming out again. It's just zeroing down what is of your heart and what is of your head, and you'll zero it down. So, I like that for you, Swaroop, and that's what they have for you right now. So many blessings to you. And then Scorpio 1180, you are up. So, what are Robert's current feelings and intentions towards you? No contact. All right, Roberto. Okay. Yeah, they've headed off on this new adventure free of expectations and thoughts and beliefs and mindsets. It's just like they've gone off on this journey. Seven of wands and the combination of these twos is standing their ground, wanting to be them, wanting to be themselves. And the full card comes after the world card, which is this ending of old cycles, beginning of new. And the full card is like a little baby child, that's free of rules and it wants to be free. It wants to go on an adventure without being told no. And I feel like they just felt, they had this inner conflict here with the 5 of Swords. Just a lot of thoughts, beliefs, and mindsets, differing expectations about relationship, differing expectations about life. It just feels like there was these challenges that were coming in here. Yeah. Yeah, and we have the endings and the new beginnings here too. This freedom and them wanting to step forward and do what they want to do and head forward. Just with that this combination of everything, it just feels like they they like to step well, they don't want to disappoint people, and they'd rather I know it sounds weird, right? You're like, well, it disappoints me when you ghost me and you don't contact me and it's gone, right? Um, but it's like they feel like that's a better disappointment than like one big disappointment is better than a bunch of daily disappointments. And I feel like with this 5 of Swords, they felt very conflicted. Like they felt like they were always disappointing you somehow, some way. And they're just like, no, I just can't do that. I want freedom. It's the star card came out on the bottom too, which they secretly are, pursuing again. And here's the magician popping up too again. They're wanting to put forward and head in this direction of their dream. And they felt it needed to be free of restrictions and rules and supposed to be's and should be's and need to be's. I feel like they're very much like this free spirit of like, I can't be caged. No, a cat. They're showing me a cat trying to put a cat into a cat carrier, and all four, legs are on the side going, no, you can't put me in there. No. And and they just felt like they were, uh, not that you were trying to cage them. I don't feel like you were, but in their mind, which is totally different than reality, um, it always is. All of our perceptions of the world are through our eyes, so they saw it as like, I can feel the cage doors coming in, and I can't do it. And that's what I feel is what's going on there. There's this freedom. It's like a puppy who escapes from the house for the first time. It's like it's exploring everything. It's like, it's gonna find a skunk, but that's what's happening in there. And I just feel like their feelings and intentions are all about them and their dream, and what does a dream come true look like for them and where they're headed there. So it's all about what was happening in here, Scorpio. Um, their perception of the world is so, that's not that it's harsh, but they had such a restrictive childhood where I feel like they were constantly being told what they weren't doing right, and what they were doing wasn't enough, and so they're just tired of feeling that way. And I think something just snapped in their life, and it could have been a combination of a lot of things where it's almost like a midlife crisis, right? um, kind of energy where it's just like, I just can't, nothing's fulfilling me. I'm disappointing everyone. I'm disappointed in everything. I'm just going to go. And that's the kind of feeling that came in. So hopefully that helps, Scorpio 1180. Hang in there. Many blessings to you. All right. Shirley Maydor, you are up next. Happy Sunday to you. And will your business improve this coming week? Let's see. What does Spirit want you to know here? All of those? Okay. All right. All right. So we've got the moon card coming out first. And so we've got the moon, and I feel like I can swear like don't we have like a full moon this week? I feel like we have a full moon. But the moon energy is what impacts it here, and paying attention to the cycles of the moon is important here. Being aware of people's emotions and things that are happening, but I feel like the full moon brings in this fullness, and I feel like it's this Friday or something. Thought I had, like, no, it's over here, my planetary guide. Let's just grab it here. So 25th. Oh, yeah, it is. Full moon in Aries on Friday. So I feel like Friday is this fullness that comes in here, because you do have the Ace of Wands too here, which is this fiery, passionate energy that kicks in. In between those, you have the Six of Cups, which is the nostalgia. And I feel like this is like past people coming back. So I feel like there's some return customers that come back to you here. So I feel like that with your business, there is this return of some individual or individuals from the past here. um, and I feel like there's a few, because you've got, excuse me, this Seven of Cups, which is, there's a lot of different emotions, a lot of different, I feel like there's a lot of different personalities that come around here, which is good. This Eight of Swords, be aware, and you can look at your energies, because the full moon expands whatever we're feeling and our intentions and everything. So on our normal day-to-day basis, of course, what thoughts we're putting forward, what emotions we're choosing, like the stories we're putting to a situation, our intentions we're putting forward, and our physical actions are creating. But around a full moon, bam, it's expanded, right? Especially Aries, fiery birthing energy is happening here. So it's really important here with the Eight of Swords to know what of your own thoughts and beliefs and mindsets have been making you feel blinded and bound and trapped, right? What are these beliefs of worth? What are these beliefs of being open to receiving. If you haven't checked out my Take 10 with Zen, I have episodes 4, 5, and 6 talk about fate and how consciously things we can do to help bring in things faster, emotionally and unconsciously, what's running down below the surface on this out of balance giving and receiving that can help bring in abundance. Like if I'm wanting abundance and I feel like there's a force field, if I'm wanting love and I feel like there's a force field, I'm wanting anything and I feel like there's a force field. It's probably our inner child that who rules over our force field keyboard or control panel, and they're the ones going, "Me, nope, you don't deserve that yet. Nope, nope, nope. Neep, nope, you don't deserve that yet," because they have this way out of balance giving and receiving deservedness thingy going on. So check those out. The link to the playlist is in the description box of the video, or if you go to my main page, you'll see the um, Take 10 was Zen. To think of the name of the thingy. Um, Playlist, and then just go in there and it's episodes. If you start at episode 4, then it'll take you to episode 5. Episode 6 is about the death and the fate and the impacts on that, but 4 and 5 are about our other energies. So that's what they have for you, Shirley. So many blessings to you. All right, and then we've got Starfall. You are up next. So Starfall. Oh, thank you. I eat enough. I don't actually eat a ton of sweets anymore, but I want to eat sweets a lot. So thank you for telling me that I'm sweet. I am what I eat. All right. So, of the options 1, 2, or 3, which is the best choice for you? So let's see which is for your highest experience. What we're going to do is we're going to pull a card for each. That's number 1, that's number 2, and number 3 is from the bottom. And then we're going to see what energies come in and see which one spirit shows you is for you. All right. So, option 1, you have the Two of Wands. And the Two of Wands is that you get to, with option 1, you can make it be something big or something not. This is the power is within your hands. Whatever you focus on is what grows and expands with that. Option 2 is the Five of Swords. There's a lot of conflict that comes in here. I would say probably not number 2. Number 3, Temperance. Um, it ends up with gold, but it takes a long time for it to happen. So if you have the patience and the time, number 3 is a major arcana, which is it's worth the wait. But if you want something sooner, then option 1 happens, and you're the one that controls with your power of intention how fast and how big and everything is. Because if you focus on, gratitude and joy and abundance and focus on, what you do want and what you love, that comes in big ways. If you focus on what you're missing or you hate or you fear will come in or leave your life, you draw that in, right? So the Two of Wands is like you hold it in your hands, you get to choose one. It only points in one direction at a time. So it's I'm either pointing at this or that, and whatever you're pointing at is what you're drawing in. So number 1 is a great possibilities and opportunities, depending on your energetic focus. Number 2, number 3, long time. It takes a long time for it to temper and that whole alchemy for something to happen, but it can. So that's what you have. You get to choose. Boom, boom, boom. No wrong choice, just different outcomes, right? All right. So many blessings to you, Starfall, and that's what they have for you. All right, we're getting down here to the wire. Got a few more to go. And we are to Rhonda. Rhonda. Hello, hello, hello. You caught me, kinda. You said you're so happy that you caught me. I'm like, well, you caught me, but then I you caught me, you get me again. So that's good, right? So I'm so glad. Thank you so much for your kind words here. So, what do your spirit guides want you to know today? Is what you're wanting. Uh, all right. So, you want to know what's the big T? What's the big T truth? What they want you to know today? Look at you being open just to what they have here. All right. And anything else with this? Okay. Anything else? Okay. I like this because, well, we've got the Two of Cups and we've got the Tower. And then I wanted more clarity because I do. And we got the Sun card. So this is good. The Two of Cups and the Tower, this message is like, we trust that relationships are brought into our life for a reason and out of our life for a reason. The Tower card is, you know, um, things are burned out of our life to make space for what is meant to be in our life next and to clear our path so that we could move in a direction more in alignment with our soul for the future, right? And so, if there's important relationships that you have going on right now that will end, that will be, removed from your life, but it's being removed for you. And I was like, well, can we have a little hope of why? What's going to fill the space here? And they're like, just the sun, one of the most, if not the most beneficial, brightest cards in them all. And I'm like, okay, that would make it worth it. Thank you. So just know that whatever relationships these are, whether it is romantic, friends, or family, or whatever it may be, that when the say when the job is done, things move on. When we've learned what we've needed to learn, and they've learned what they've needed to learn, which we decided before we came down here. There's this triggering point that it resets and moves things so we can move on to our next experience. That's always for our highest experience anyway. That's what the tower tells us. But the sun is this beautiful, fiery, bright, passionate energy. And they're bringing back to me. I feel like we talked about a point of that you deserve to be with someone like you, if that sounds familiar. But I feel like this coming back here because they're like you deserve someone who's passionate and bright and not afraid to show you off, and to be with you and not, you know, it doesn't have to be secret and hidden or, you know, they're actually proud to be with you. And that's why they show you off. They're like, yep, she's with me, it's not, um, this is my friend, Rhonda, it's more, it would, this is the love of my life instead. And it's like, wow, and that's the kind of what's down the road for you. But it takes this tower burning away these things to make this space for that. So that's what spirit has for you. So many blessings to you, Rhonda, and much love, my dear. All right. And then next up, we've got Nidhi Sarvaya. I am doing well. I hope you're doing well. And you'd like to get a career read. All right, let's take a look here. All right, look at that. What else? All right. Well, you do have the sun card coming in here, and which is, I just put that back in and it came flying back out, which is great. Abundance, fullness, wholeness, and the Knight of Swords. I feel here, though, the Sun card is also Leo energy, which is diving down deep into your subconscious, your child self, and really understanding what it is that you want out of career. What do you want out of life? Because the Sun card does indicate that type of energy, and the Knight of Swords is this pursuit of higher truth, but also movement of thought and belief and mindset, which shows me that there's this changing of mind of what you want to do with your career because you want to enjoy it and not just have something that you're doing to try to make money or whatever. It's this really this the Leo energy is almost childlike, like an adventure. You do have the King of Pentacles, which does show you that, when you're looking at your worth in relationship to the outside world, you find this new wholeness. And with the Sun card and the King of Pentacles, you're going to be fine abundantly anyway. But I feel like it's so important for you to enjoy what you do, and be able to express. You just shine bright and you glow when you're living your passion instead of checking off the boxes of what you think you're supposed to do and should do and need to do and have to do and blah blah blah. Because what if everyone gets upset? You know what? I love the example Spirit's been given this weekend, which is when you're at a big family dinner or a big dinner with a lot of people and you at a restaurant, everyone has menus that you're ordering for yourself, and um everyone has this opinion of what you should eat, and you're like, well, thank you for all your opinions, but I got to eat it, so I'm going to order what I want so that I enjoy it, and I just go like, okay, I ordered this, but let me try to force it down. No, it's about you choosing what will make your heart sing, what will uh, please your taste palates, right? So I like that. Maybe it's culinary school. I don't know why they're talking about all this food, but that's what's coming in for you, needy. So many blessings. I like this adventure for you. All right. And then Lady T, hello, hello. You are up next and you'd like to get a free reading. And I didn't see any additional questions, so we'll give you a general reading. See what Spirit wants you to know right here, right now. What answers are you seeking? Okay. All right. All right. Yeah. It looks like here there's a lot of passion that's in your life and a lot of emotion too that's happening here. So whatever you're asking about, there is this, and because you've got the 7 of Cups over here, which is a lot of emotional confusion, and the Ace of Cups. I feel like all this is about this new love that has spawned, this new love interest that's here. It's just creating a lot of different emotions, a lot of things bubbling up from the surface. A lot of, like I said, all this emotion, emotion, emotion. When it all comes down to it, like this card will overshadow everything because this is what is truly wanting to be filled, which is our chalice, our holy grail, and it wants to be filled with the unconditional love from the higher realms, which you get through this moon card too, somewhere. Which is, of course, there's all this emotion in the moon, but there's also this connection to the spirit world. And with all of this passion, with all of this emotional confusion that's spawned by fear of losing, this conditional love, there's this, um, desire to seek love, and we're taught to seek it in the outside world. But where all this fear and everything comes in is we're in this huge pursuit outside trying to, relationships, situations, things, but we feel empty on the inside because those things don't fill us up for very long, if at all. And then we feel we need more. And then we just feel this, the 7 of Cups is I have so much desire for so many things, and they just feel like they're not filling me up. And it's because you're in this beautiful journey of turning inward and upward. And then once you fill up with that chalice, it overflows and it transforms your perception of the outside world. This drive that we have for so much love in the outside world to find that person, to find the love, to find the job, to find the home, the blah, 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 blah. It's all conditioned and given to us when we're growing up, right? This is all given us the answer, right? Once we turn inward and upward, we find what makes us feel whole, the only stable thing, the eternal, unconditional love of the higher realms. then we don't stop wanting the outside world, we stop needing it. And it becomes this overabundant and overflowing where the outside world seems to be lacking. When we're full on the inside, anything they give is above and beyond extra. So this whole world transforms from a world of lack to a world of abundance, full of gratitude that starts with our own heart, though. So I feel like that's what they're wanting you to be aware of right now, Lady T, is this beautiful chalice that you are that can be filled with this love, and then you fill up and it overflows and it brings in this beautiful, beautiful abundance, abundant life. So I like it. All right. And then the final reading I have, and I do apologize if I missed anyone here. We've got Ashvin Rai. Anyone, any love coming towards you? And for anyone else, I will be back Friday morning at 11 a.m. Mountain Time. And if you want a reading between now and then, if you want something free, if you go to my main page, I have a ton of pick a cards. And so just follow your heart and spirit will bring you to a pick a card that has answers for you. Or if you're wanting to purchase a reading, I do have 50% off all of my personal recorded readings, which is where you send me your list of questions. I record and I send you a link then back to your email with a private link, unlisted link to a video, and you can watch your reading there. All the pricing's down in the description box of the video. It's like $5 right now because it's half off for the rest of the year for a 15-minute reading, $10, I think, for a 30-minute reading, if I'm thinking right. And then prices around that. So if you check it out, that's always an option as well. All right, Ashvin, let's take a look here. Any love coming towards you? All right, here we go. All right. I do see here with the Magician card and the Page of Pentacles, and you got the Eight of Swords. So new opportunity for love is coming your way here with the Page of Pentacles. And this has this energy that you're putting forward that's drawing love towards you. And in order to not do what you've done before to get what you've always gotten, to have a higher love that comes in, it's important to take a little bit of time here with this Eight of Swords to look at what of your own thoughts and beliefs have made you feeling blind and bound and trapped, these limiting thoughts and beliefs about your worth and about your lovability and your ability to receive. Um, and so there's some great reflection that can happen here, and like, what are my thoughts about who someone should be, who I'm supposed to be, how this is supposed to unfold? And it's like, okay, what is bubbling up? What fears are rising? What triggers are happening? Those are good indicators of some thoughts and beliefs that are rooted in small t truths of fear, of rejection, of failure, of whatever. And this magician allows you to focus your energy instead of on fearing what you feel is missing, what you hate in your life or relationships, what you fear will come in or leave. We draw all that into us and expand it when we focus on gratitude for what you loved about relationships you've had, what you do have in your life, unconditional love and joy and laughter and peace. That draws, and we basically, that magician going like this reminds me of what the spirit's been saying too this last few weeks of, it's like a little kid going into a donut store with a little glass case, and he's pointing. So the baker loads up a dozen of those donuts and hands it to him. He's like, well, these are gross, I hate these, why'd you give me these? Well, it's what you were pointing at. Point at what you love and I'll bring you dozens of that instead. And so point at what you love, and what you love will be brought to you. It doesn't need to be a specific person. It's the universe doesn't work that way. I want them, It's point out characteristics and things of the past that you love, or things you love in someone, and things will expand for that as well. All right. So that is what we have, Ashbin. So many, many blessings to you. If you guys are interested in my Moonday Mondays or my Take 10 Tuesdays, my What's Up Wednesdays with my pick a cards, I have all that information listed in the description box below. So appreciate all the thumbs up. It does help spread the Zen love, and you're part of the Love Tsunami. So thank you guys so much for doing that and for your patience in getting to the free readings today. Again, a big shout out to all of you that gave donations in this morning's session. I went 2 hours with no free readings. It helps me stay afloat and alive, and so thank you so much for that, because I wouldn't be able to do any of this without your support. So thank you so much. Much love to you guys, and please know as you're going throughout this week, every second of every day of your life, that you, yes, you are unconditionally loved by the mother and the father of all things, our creator. And of course, I love you too. So till I see you again, have a great rest of your day or your night. A great rest of your week. And I'll see you guys when I see you. Until then, much love to you. You hang in there and you take care.